KL is giving me the British weather to test drive a true British car. The Bentayga looks too mature, the Urus looks too playful, and the DBX is right in between. Perfect. Very good morning. So finally it's my turn to be seated in the Aston Martin DBX. First thing first, adjust a proper seating position. Oh my god, that's why I say this is the best 4-litre V8 bi-turbo engine out there. Oh, the way it pulls and the way it rides. Nice. I'm in GT mode, so it's supposed to be comfortable, and it is very comfortable. It is very nice. There is a roadblock in front. The way it sounds just now, the way it pulls just now. And you don't feel, certain cars, right, you feel the wheels and the suspension wanting to lurch forward, and then it pulls your car in front. This one doesn't. They go in unity. Hello. Okay. Bukan saya punya, saya buat kerja. Saya buat kerja.
Baru mau pinjam.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. The indicator sounds like someone behind the door knocking at it. Tok, 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 tok. Pretty interesting. And what I like is they mimic the tightness of the throttle pedal of naturally aspirated Aston Martins. Because in turbocharged cars, be it my Audi RS6, which is a 4-litre twin turbo as well, or a Porsche Cayenne Turbo, which is a 4-litre twin turbo as well, or even Mercedes AMG cars, right? There's always that little disconnection that you feel from the moment you touch the pedal until the car gives you any form of response, be it however minute it is. But they seem to, Aston Martin seems to have an issue with it, and they want to solve it, and it's evident here that the throttle pedal feels tight to the pull, as if there's a physical cable there. You touch it and there's no lag in the response. I like that part. I like the suspension. I like the soundproofing. I like the cocoon cabin. Yeah, rather empty streets. The argument of whether the pedal shifters should be mounted on the steering wheel or on the pedal shifters came from the old thinking whereby you shouldn't be changing gears while you're turning your steering wheel. But that is for all out 10/10 driving. That means if you're driving all out, you're on the limits of the car and you're in a turn, you're not supposed to be shifting your gears, because that will unsettle the car, you know. And as a professional driver, you should have shifted your gears before you negotiate the turn. So that was the old thinking. But when you apply that into the modern era, especially cars like these are everyday cars that we use, right? Sometimes you'll be just cruising by a turn, right? Not driving aggressively or whatsoever, but then you just want to drop a gear just to accelerate, and the pedals, which are mounted on the column, wouldn't be able to do this. But at least what Aston does is they extend the length of it, so the reach is still there. But I just have to say this, if this car is meant for road use, the pedals should be on the steering wheel. These are notorious bad roads at Jalan University here, and this car just dealt with it with ease, right? Barely a hint of them coming into the car. doesn't do it in a Rolls-Royce way whereby it isolates you from everything. No, it doesn't. So you still feel the see, you still feel it, but it doesn't unsettle the suspension. But at the end of the day, if you're looking for Rolls-Royce levels of ride quality in this, you are in the wrong car, because this is supposed to give you the best balance in between sporty SUV driving, right, and a luxurious cabin, and an exterior design that doesn't look like you bring your dad's car out for a drive. This is mad. Lovely. So I was just saying, if I were to be in my repeat,
Yes.
going past roads like these,
Yes, sir.
I'm talking to that. Yeah. If I were to be in my repeat going past roads like this, I have to be so careful. I have to take care of the bumper, you know, the splitters up front. I have to maneuver like that. But in an SUV, I just rummage across it. It's just simple. Yeah, this is the thing that people love about SUVs these days. Is the ride height, and not the it's the practical aspect of the ride height, not the fact that you're sitting higher than everybody else. No, it's the ground clearance. It's the ground clearance that allows you to just traverse over anything, even in a city environment. Because let's be honest here, governments don't actually build perfect roads all over the world. That's why people appreciate SUVs. This is a fantastic everyday car. Seriously, you have the performance, you have the comfort, you have the space, and they were able to blend everything together and find a perfect sweet spot without needing you to keep on making adjustments. When you're driving your car, all of a sudden you need to go into sports mode just to do some dynamic driving, and then you go back to comfort, and then you adjust this or that all the time, or giving you an automatic mode whereby they try to give it some logic learning, and it does certain things after you need them, right? Let's say like Audi, they have the automatic mode, but you want to do exciting driving for a while. Let's say you need to overtake a few cars, and then it goes into sports mode, but after that, the moment they went into sports mode, automatically you're already done, you know. So Aston was able to give you the perfect sweet spot in terms of comfort, in terms of ride, in terms of response and all that. But the funny thing is, to me, the sweet spot is sport, not GT. Even though it was intended to be GT, but I found it sport to be the one that was able to hit the best sweet spot for me. Yep. It's not too crazy. It's really comfortable enough, while it still reminds you that you are in an Aston Martin and not a Toyota Harrier, you know. And this to me is the best balance. Yeah, I prefer sport over GT. Of course, I don't go into Sport Plus, which switches off the traction control, but Sport Plus is perfect. Yep. So when you switch off the car and open the doors, the steering wheel will retract up, the seats will come to the back for easy ingress and egress. Alright, let's have a look at the car. Hey guys, finally I can take off my mask now because the Aston Martin representative has walked away from the car. So I've had an interesting morning with this car. Bring it in. I brought it to visit Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, Bentley, right? Porsche, McLaren, Lamborghini, Maserati, but Maserati is in renovation, right? So this is newest boy in town, the Aston Martin DBX. I have to tell you this, from the looks of it, from pictures, from videos, right, you can't really tell the size of the car, right, because the way they design it, they enlarge everything. The side grills there, right, it looks proportionate to the car, right? Let me tell you how huge it is. Just look at that. This entire thing, they enlarge it just to keep the car looking in proportion when you're walking towards your car or when you are taking a picture of it, and it just looks like a shooting brake, you know, or a very, very sporty wagon. It doesn't look like an SUV at all, right? Especially you look at the rake of the rear windscreen, right? And then how thin this part is from the top of the wheel arch to the bonnet. Usually SUVs have a much taller design or height, right? And then of course the roof slopes to the back, and then here, instead of SUVs bulging the tail out, this one there's like a cut line like that. You notice that? That's how the rear profile is. Instead of being, most SUVs, the rear looks like that. This one looks like that. This one is just pretty unique, I have to say. Alright, so I really like how Aston pulled off the design. When you think about this segment, you have the Lamborghini Urus, the Bentley Bentayga, and the Aston Martin DBX. The Bentayga looks decidedly very, very mature, very executive, but it can do exciting driving, but it doesn't look like that. The Urus, the Lamborghini Urus, typical of Lamborghinis, is just all out spaceship, rocket ship, crazy designs, and it doesn't look executive or luxurious or serious enough, right? You look at someone who drives a Lamborghini Urus, you can't imagine a long-term relationship with him, right? He'll be gone in the morning. Right? And then you have this, the best balance in between, right? This is the one, you know, that just strikes the perfect balance, in my opinion. And I thoroughly enjoyed the drive just now. Right, and look at the beautiful interior. You see, it's not as crazy playful as the Lamborghini, and it's actually way more spacious than the Lamborghini. And ingress and egress is so easy in this car, right? And I just love blue color interiors. The blue color interiors are just absolutely gorgeous. And of course, above me, we have this beautiful, expansive, not expensive, right? Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Just looking up the panoramic glass roof, and then you look at the interior, the leather. I tell you, Aston Martin leathers are just exquisite. I mean British luxury car leather in general, right? They do really, really good leather work, and in my opinion, actually better than the Italians, right? So these little details that are typical of British luxury car making. It's just really, really nice. Look at that. Okay, now the entire roof liner is Alcantara, and you can spec it to any color you wish, right? And even this holder, most cars are just a plastic, right? This is just beautiful milled aluminium buttons, and then the door handle itself, even the seatbelt holders, everything just feels great. Really, really nice. It's a bit too small for any practical usage. Maybe you can put your phone. Yeah, that's about it. Alright, so yeah, the engine is powerful, it's comfortable, it's spacious, it's perfect for daily use. It's your perfect daily SUV, to be honest. Now if you're buying this car, I would suggest you, of course, blue leather would be really nice. All right, the base price starts at 800 over 1,000 ringgit. That's before tax. Okay, if you want to go all out full spec, right, it will go up to about 1.2 to 1.3 million, which you can see includes a lot of other specifications. See, this part is huge. You can put your hand back here, and I presume that looks like a wireless charger. Perhaps if you spec it up, you might have it. That's the boot release over there. Okay. And if you're buying this car, I would seriously suggest you to spec this either in carbon fiber or wood or some other materials instead of, this is the base material. Base material is gloss black plastic, and the sensation of touch isn't that good, to be honest, compared to be it wood or carbon fiber or some other metallic materials that Aston has been known to provide. Okay, and these can all be colored to your specification. You can order them in whichever color you wish. And if you go with the Q in Aston Martin is a bit like individual in BMW or Audi exclusive, which is Queen, right, for Her Majesty. You can spec some colors that you don't get in the usual lineup, right? Of course, you need to pay extra. And overall, it's just a beautiful cabin. Just a thing or two that you need to spec that I kind of felt important. All right. First off, is this, spec it up. Second, spec the 48 volt anti-roll bar system, and also spec the carbon ceramics, or if between the carbon ceramic and this brake if there is another higher grade one, go for that as well. And color, this is jet black. Please do not spec jet black. Jet black is just flat black, nothing. For those who like their cars murdered out, you can go for jet black, but I think this car will look really good in some colors that shows the reflection or the body of the car, you know, because it has some beautiful body lines, right? There's a lot of basically beautiful designs with this car, and you should spec the color that can show everything, right? Yeah, it's all really thick carpet, really wonderful materials in this car. It's just beautiful. All right, and I think it's perfect for everyday use for an Aston Martin. Okay, see, I'll be honest here, in terms of interior upholstery and all that, right, it's not in the realms of a Bentley, right? But same goes, and that's a Lamborghini never bothered about whether its interior is too plasticky compared to a Bentley, because it wants to be all out sporty, right? This is, like I said again, this just smacks in between, right? If you want to go super high class, super luxury, neural patterns and all that, you go for the Bentayga, which looks really serious, a bit old in terms of its representation. You feel more mature, you feel like you are 58, 55 years old, right? And then Lamborghini Urus, you just felt like it just feels like you're the son of that Bentayga owner who buys a Urus for his son, you know. Very, very playful, but this is just right, perfect in between. This strikes the perfect balance between luxury and sporty. Yep. And of course all of them drives well. Okay. Alright, so this is the Aston Martin DBX. I would suggest you to spec it up because it's not crazy expensive. If you were to buy it and put it in Langkawi before tax and all that, right? Buying this car 1.3 million if you spec it all out, or 800 of 1,000 as more of a starting. Okay, and then you have a very, very nice SUV that you can keep for a very long time, because these are not the type of cars that people keep upgrading and upgrading and upgrading and upgrading like a Cayenne. Right, these are a little bit different. Alright, lovely. Okay, now, of course there are things that Aston would improve over time, right? Like this is the first time they need to design a cabin that is for everyday use. They've always made cars for weekend use, right? So like the angle of this dashboard, if they mount all these buttons over here like that, from the driver's sitting position, we can't really work out what's what. But after you own the car for a while, you'll be fine. Okay, so yeah, beautifully executed for their very first time. And surprisingly, of all the modes that they have for you, which is Terrain Plus, Terrain, GT and all that, the one that I preferred most is Sport. Now I'm gonna put the camera out there just to show you how big of a difference it makes between the different modes. Alright,
one in front also quite comfortable.
This car.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there's a big hump on the right. Just be careful.
So guys, what's the conclusion? In real world city roads, city environment, this is the fastest Aston Martin in the city. No other can traverse city roads as efficiently, as fast, as effortlessly as the DBX. Because like mine over there, I have to be careful with every single thing. This one doesn't need to. And the character of the engine was given a more revvy character than a more torquish character. So this is really nice. Alright, there we have it. Thank you so much to Aston Martin KL for giving me the opportunity to experience the DBX for you all. So this or the Bentayga or the Urus, I would go for this. Right? Cheers.
Thank you, Mike.
See